Okay, so we've got a problem here talking about the force of gravity and gravitational fields on planets. So this one's kind of a thinker. The question asks, if Earth is 1.5 times 10 to the 11 meters away from the Sun, and Mercury is 5.7 times 10 to the 10th meters away from the Sun, how do the gravitational fields compare? The gravitational field of the Sun on Mercury compare to the gravitational field of the Sun on Earth. Now this drawing is not to scale, right? Because it's a very long distance here and short comparatively here, but we exaggerated to show you that we've got a difference. So you're looking for this comparison right here, the gravitational field from the Sun on Mercury to the gravitational field from the Sun on Earth. And we've got a couple of equations. This is our equation for gravitational field, and this is our universal gravitation equation. So if we're going to calculate, if we're going to try to figure out what the difference is, we're going to look at what the gravitational field actually is. So we take this formula and we plug in gravity, the force of gravity. We say G ms m. So that's the mass of the Sun and that's the mass of the planet over r squared. All of that is going to be divided by this mass of the planet. So if you notice that these things cancel, you get that the gravitational field is G times the mass of the Sun divided by the distance between them squared. So I want you to notice something here. This G and this M are constant. So if we're just doing a comparison, those two things will cancel out. So we get that the gravitational field on Mercury over the gravitational field on Earth, to get that the gravitational field is proportional to the radius squared. 1 over the radius squared. That is going to be equal to those two flipped, right? Because it's proportional to the inverse. So, since this is what we're looking for, we can actually just fill in these numbers. Your units cancel. Plug that into your calculator, and you get that this ratio is equal to about 6.9. And there's no units because they all canceled. So the solution to this problem is that the Sun's gravitational field on Mercury, acting on Mercury, is 6.9 times larger than on Earth. But what's important to walk away from is that you have to use your thinker, right, to figure out that you don't actually have to calculate this whole thing. You can actually just do this comparison of the radii. So I hope that's helpful for you, and enjoy doing the rest of your problems.